When you're ready to pop the question, the last thing you want to do is second-guess the ring. At BlueNile.com, you can design a one-of-a-kind ring with the ease and convenience of shopping online. Choose your diamond and setting. When you find the one, you'll get it delivered right to your door. Go to BlueNile.com and use promo code LISTEN to get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more. That's code LISTEN at BlueNile.com for $50 off your purchase. BlueNile.com, code LISTEN.
On today's Smart 7, the local elections get underway, US police stamp out college protests and much more. It's Thursday, 2nd of May, it's World Tuna Day, and happy birthday, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
The Smart 7, it's news, but not the news.
Thursday sees local elections across England with polls open from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. It's expected that the Tories will lose a significant number of seats, but Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has been a one-man whirlwind of activity in the last 10 days as he sought to improve the result across the country and save his leadership. There's been a lot of discussion about Rwanda, and it was front-page news again on Wednesday with the news that a failed asylum seeker was paid £3,000 to voluntarily go to Rwanda. There was also Home Office video of future deportees being detained, and Business Secretary Kemi Badenoch was delighted to see things actually starting to happen.
I'm pleased that we've finally seen one person going to Rwanda. Yes, this was under the voluntary scheme, but this also shows the point about Rwanda not being safe to be untrue because people are volunteering to go.
The war of words with Ireland continued after the Irish government claimed that they had seen a rise in asylum seekers coming over the border from Northern Ireland because of the Rwanda scheme. Ireland intends to return them to the UK and has stepped up immigration enforcement at the border, but Rishi wasn't in the mood to compromise.
So the Secretary of State is seeking urgent clarification that there will be no disruption or police checkpoints at or near the border, and I can confirm that the United Kingdom has no legal obligation to accept returns of illegal migrants from Ireland.
Wednesday saw the last Prime Minister's question time ahead of the local elections, and both Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Labour leader Keir Starmer were looking to score as many points as possible before the polls opened. Starmer was pushing hard on the big question from Labour this week. Where will the £46 billion needed to cover the cuts in national insurance come from? They've been claiming all week that your pension won't be safe with the Tories, as talk of increasing the retirement age or removing the so-called triple lock has been swirling around Westminster. Keir Starmer also couldn't resist a dig at the fact that two Tory mayors running for re-election tapped Boris Johnson for endorsements.
Even the mayors that he's apparently pinning his political survival on don't want to be seen anywhere near him. He's got a completely unfunded £46 billion promise that puts people's retirement at risk.
Rishi struck back, though, happy to give assurances that he's unlikely to be in charge for.
Of course we can rule that out, and the honourable gentleman should stop scaremongering. It's thanks to the triple lock that we've increased pensions by £3,700. They will rise in each and every year of the next Parliament.
US college campuses have been engulfed by protests over the Israel-Hamas war, and there's no sign of the disruption calming down. Wednesday saw violent protests spread to Los Angeles, with an incident at UCLA which saw pitched battles between pro-Palestine and pro-Israel demonstrators. It comes as US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken continued to put pressure on Hamas to accept a ceasefire deal as negotiations continued in Cairo. New York's Columbia University saw police forcibly clear buildings of protesters as over 300 arrests were made and the tented village was removed. New York Mayor Eric Adams says there is more at play than just simple student protests.
There is a movement to radicalize young people, and I'm not going to wait until it's done. Young people are being influenced by those who are professionals at radicalizing our children.
Scotland managed to avoid an election of its own on Wednesday. The SNP minority government was facing a no-confidence motion after former First Minister Humza Yousaf's disastrous split with the Scottish Green Party. His miscalculation left him with egg on his face and no choice but to step down, but Scottish Labour pushed for a vote anyway, knowing that it could spark a fresh election. There's still no clarity on who the next SNP First Minister will be, but in a political twist, they did at least win the vote with Green Party support and avoided an election. Scottish Labour leader Anna Sarwar wasn't holding back, however.
It is now clear that the SNP as a political party are so chaotic, divided and dysfunctional that it can't deliver competent government and is failing Scots every single day.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Red Bull poised for shock exit, and Chris Pine loves the short shorts. Right after this.
When you're ready to pop the question, the last thing you want to do is second-guess the ring. At BlueNile.com, you can design a one-of-a-kind ring with the ease and convenience of shopping online. Choose your diamond and setting. When you find the one, you'll get it delivered right to your door. Go to BlueNile.com and use promo code LISTEN to get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more. That's code LISTEN at BlueNile.com for $50 off your purchase. BlueNile.com, code LISTEN.
Welcome back.
Wednesday night saw the second of the Champions League semi-final first legs get underway. Dortmund welcomed French champions PSG and won 1-0, which gives them a slim advantage next week in Paris. This weekend sees the F1 Roadshow head to Miami, with Max Verstappen hoping to make it 5 wins from 5 for the 2024 season. Things mightn't be so rosy in the future as Adrian Newey, the most successful designer in Formula One, is leaving Red Bull. He'll be in high demand as someone whose cars have won 12 Constructors' Championships across 3 different teams, and former driver Jenson Button told Sky Sports F1 that the shock move will put Christian Horner under more pressure.
It obviously hurts Red Bull, and it hurts probably the atmosphere in the team a little bit as well, knowing that the major guy in the team that develops this wonderful car that they have year on year is not happy and wanting to leave.
Chris Pine is a bit of an unusual character. He's been in some big movies starring as James T. Kirk in Star Trek and with recurring roles in Wonder Woman. He's also done his fair share of animated movies and romantic comedies, but now he's turned his hand to directing. His first movie is called The Poolman, in which he also stars alongside Annette Bening, Ariana DeBose and Danny DeVito. Not only has he directed it, he also co-wrote it and produced it. He says he got quite heavily into the whole thing, so much so it's affected his clothing choices too.
The film I made is a joyful, silly, playful film, and it just didn't seem to be the right vibe if I showed up trying to strike Zoolander poses on the carpet. So I decided to go full all in.
There's a new legal thriller series on the way to Apple TV+. It's called Presumed Innocent, and if you're thinking, that sounds familiar, it's based on a novel that was already made into a movie with Harrison Ford way back in 1990. Now it's been turned into a mini-series starring Jake Gyllenhaal alongside Irish actress Ruth Negga and Renata Reinsve. It follows the story of a young prosecutor who gets tangled up in the investigation when one of his colleagues is murdered. It hits Apple TV+ on June 12th.
Love isn't what people tell you that it is. In my experience, it's just something that grows. And until one day, you just find yourself needing someone. That's how it was with Carolyn. She woke something up inside me.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, and we'll give you the world.
If there's one thing that my family and friends know me for, it's being an amazing gift giver. I owe it all to Celebrations Passport from 1-800-Flowers.com, my one-stop shopping site that has amazing gifts for every occasion. With Celebrations Passport, I get free shipping on thousands of amazing gifts. And the more gifts I give, the more perks and rewards I earn. To learn more and take your gift giving to the next level, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/ACAST. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/ACAST.